Hello everybody and welcome to your WebAssign Introduction. WebAssign is where we're going to complete all of our coursework, our homework, the quizzes, and even the exams. The purpose of this video is just to explain to you how to register for WebAssign, and then once you're in and registered for the course, how you can go about answering homework questions and using the other utilities that you have available. Now, if you've never used an online homework platform before, the primary benefit is that you get real-time results. Rather than answering a question and then waiting a week for me to respond back to you whether you have the question right or wrong, the questions are graded instantly. So you're not just trying to answer the question to complete the homework, you're trying to answer the question to get it right. Because of that, our homework is graded based on accuracy, not effort. All homework questions I'm giving you 10 attempts at, which means if you get the question right at one time within these first 10 attempts, you get full credit. You don't get penalized for answering the homework incorrectly as long as you answer it correctly before the 10th attempt. Right. Let's go into the how do I sign into this course. There's a specific class key that'll be posted on e-learning, and that class key is what links you to my specific class. If you've never used WebAssign before, you're going to enter the class key. Now this class key you would type directly into this menu, and then it's going to go through a process of asking you to log in with an email address and a password. If you don't already have an account, use your school email address. Once you've enrolled in the course, just by following the basic prompts, setting up an email address, setting up a password, then you are into our class. Let me show you what it looks like once you've fully enrolled in the course. Once you've fully enrolled, your home screen is going to look something like this. You're going to go to webassign.net, sign in with that email address and password, and then you're going to select your class. In this case, our class is what? Math 108, and I will hit go. This is what your main screen will look like. This is where you're going to spend the bulk of our course. Now, I'm going to show you everything that you're going to be able to use within this class. The first is the homework. As you can see, all of the homework assignments are listed below, along with the quizzes. I'm going to be uploading these 1 week at a time. This way you're not overwhelmed. Let's select a random homework question and take a look. This homework is 17 questions long. They'll typically be between 15 and 20 questions. Not too much, not too little. Just because this course is online doesn't mean that we don't have the same amount of homework that you would for an in-class course. So let's go down. I'm going to purposely get the answer wrong for question 1. I'm going to say 0. And I'm going to hit enter. And here's my primary benefit. It's telling me that I have the answer wrong. I see that I have this red check mark, or this red X. I'm going to hit now 1. Remember, I have 10 attempts at each question. I still have the answer wrong. Once I finally enter in the correct answer, I have a green check. I have the answer right. I can move on. Now, if I need assistance, within the homework there is assistance. The first I see is called Read It. Under Read It, this takes me to the exact section of the text that we're discussing. So this was section 1.3 homework. This takes me to the section 1.3 textbook. Now this is identical to what our physical textbook would be. This is the same page, the same number. The only difference is physical textbooks don't have a video, do they? So there's added benefits. Instead of just looking at an example problem, I have the video of these example problems. In addition to Read It, I have Practice Another Version. If I want to ensure that I have the material completely understood before I try to answer graded homework, if I hit Practice Another Version, it's going to give me a similar question that's not graded. This isn't graded for credit, and I'm able to answer this question to determine whether I understand the problems or not before I move on to graded assignments. As you can see, the numbers in the red here, 2, 2, and 4, these questions will change for everybody's problem. So everybody has the same general questions, but everybody also has different numbers, different values. This way one person can't answer the homework and send the answer key to the entire class. Okay. So once again, I'll hit grade it. It's going to tell me I have it wrong. Once I understand it, once I have this question right, if I choose to use this practice another version, then I can go ahead and answer the questions. This is not graded at all. It doesn't count for you or against you, but it's a tool that you can use. If you have questions and you want me to help explain the question to you, you have your Ask Your Teacher button. This sends a message directly to me through WebAssign. My response back to you is going to be on WebAssign as well. It's not an email back and forth. It's a message within this platform. This way I know the exact question that you're working on. Professor Urban, I'm at this step, but I don't understand what to do here. And then I can help explain that step to you. Now, the only thing I ask is with these Ask Your Teachers is just ask one at a time. These typically build on top of themselves. So if you understand the basic question, that'll help you understand the more challenging problem. This is what your homework will look like. Now, we have a 15-week course condensed within 5 weeks, which means every week we're doing 3 weeks worth of material. It's going to be challenging, but in order to really understand the content, you really need to do the homework, which is why I place such a high weight on the homework in our syllabus. Okay. So let's go back out of the homework. What else do I have available to me? I'm going to look under Resources. And under Resources, I'm going to select our section. We're in section 1.3. These are different short video lectures explaining particular properties. Properties of a limit, dividing out technique, and so on. These are similar to the videos that you would have seen embedded into that e-text. But that's not the only resource that you have. Under Book Resources, if I click on this file, PPT, these are the full PowerPoint presentations for every single section in this course. So sometimes it's nice to use the PowerPoint as almost a bullet point of these are the important items that I really need to focus on. So if you like using these PowerPoints, you don't have to go anywhere outside of WebAssign. You can click directly on the PowerPoint. It will open up as a zip file, but then you can access every PowerPoint in this text. Okay. So we understand how to access our homework. The quizzes will be the same. You just won't have 10 attempts for a quiz, of course. On all quizzes and in all exams, here's the difference between the quizzes and the exams. And I will send you reminders about this when they come due. Under Notes, I'd like you to show your work. How did you answer these questions? So the note for this particular question is going to be how you showed your work, and so on. So make sure that you're just showing your work for the quizzes, showing your work for the exams. You don't have to do that for the homework itself. Okay. Now, how do I know what my current score is? Well, I have a grade book. If I select grades, well, right now there's no homework assignment that's past due, no quiz, no exam. So it's saying I don't have an overall grade at this point. But under grades, it will calculate your average after each assignment is past due. Okay. To access the electronic copy of the textbook, of course, you're just going to go to My eBooks, and then you can select your book. Again, this is page for page, letter by letter, identical to the physical text. You just don't have to carry around a 40-pound book with you everywhere you go. WebAssign has a small learning curve, but once you've gotten over that hump, gotten over the learning curve, you're going to really see the benefits. Just make sure that if the question is using X as your variable, you use X. If the question uses capital X, make sure that you use capital X. If there's questions that you feel that you have correct, that WebAssign incorrectly marked wrong, send me a message on WebAssign and I can actually go through and give you credit back for those questions, as long as, of course, they are correct. Okay. Well, this is our just introductory video to WebAssign. This is where you'll spend the majority of the time in this course. Let me know if you have any questions.